Urban Knights Update is next. Coming up, the accusations of inappropriate sexual conduct are spreading. We'll have the latest.
President Trump tweets his reaction to the UCLA basketball players and Marshawn Lynch's latest protest.
You may have heard the plant that's being used as a drug, kratom. We'll explain its uses and the controversy it's causing.
And our special segment, Food and Restaurants News. All that and more on Urban Knights Update, next. Hi there, thanks for joining us in Urban Knights Update. Taj Dawson is with me tonight. I'm Jackson Murphy. Allegations of sexual misconduct amongst well-known and high-class societal figures unfortunately is becoming a common reoccurrence. United States Senator Al Franken has been accused by a second woman of sexual misconduct. The incident reportedly occurred in 2006 and again in 2010. Franken has formally apologized for both allegations and may be faced with investigation by the Senate Ethics Committee. He is the first United States Senator to be accused of sexual harassment.
After two sexual harassment allegations, lead actor Jeffrey Tambor has given the statement that he will not be returning to the hit Amazon series Transparent. The first allegation against Tambor came from his former assistant, Van Barnes. She claimed her boss formally sexually harassed her, and then the following allegation was made not more than a week later by his co-star
Tracy
Lysette, as she came forward and said how she had gotten very physical with her. Tambor has denied any allegations.
Accusations keep an Alabama politician Roy Moore now on the Trump administration banking on him. Presidential counselor Kellyanne Conway went on Fox and Friends Monday and suggests that Moore's potential vote to the GOP tax bill more important than the allegations mounting against him. The supportive comments made by Conway comes from Moore's allies, leaving him right and left. Moore has seen multiple victims come forward in recent weeks accusing him of child molestation when he was in his 30s, and he has refused to step away from his Senate race while also denying the allegations made against him.
President Donald Trump tweeted Sunday morning that he should have not helped arrange the release of LiAngelo Ball, Jalen Hill, and Cody Riley, the three UCLA basketball players who were caught shoplifting in China last week and jailed. The president was in Asia when the incident happened and is taking credit for the release of the players. LeVar Ball stated that he doesn't believe Trump did enough to help the situation. The three basketball players returned to LA Tuesday to find out they had been suspended indefinitely from the team. All three of the athletes apologized for their actions on Wednesday during a press conference. However, Trump feels they were not thankful enough for his efforts and tweeted his feelings.
President Trump tweeting about his feelings about the Oakland Raiders running back Marshawn Lynch on Sunday. Lynch stood for the Mexican national anthem but opted out of standing during the U.S. national anthem. Early Monday morning, President tweeted that the next time the NFL should suspend Lynch for the remainder of the season. Wife of Oakland Raiders head coach Linda Del Rio then took to Twitter herself, expressing her regret in voting for Trump as president, and uploaded pictures of the charitable work that was done in Mexico. NFL Communications Vice President were asked if they had any responses to the Trump's tweet, which they replied no.
The Trump administration is willing to do whatever it takes to pass its tax bill, including stripping down the Affordable Care Act. Budget Director Mick Mulvaney said that if Obamacare got in the way of creating a good tax bill, they were willing to take it out. The GOP's tax code would slash rates, majority of the cuts going to corporations and wealthy Americans. This in turn would make insurance premiums increase by 10%, causing 13 million fewer Americans to have health insurance after 10 years. One item that was slipped from the tax reform proposal is a plan to eliminate the requirement for individuals to have health insurance. In 2015, the cost of opioid epidemic was $504 billion. The Council of Economic Advisors says the figure is 6 times larger than the initial estimates. These costs are mostly attributed to healthcare, criminal injustice, speeding, and loss of productive activity. These numbers are so much higher than this study actually took into account illicit drug use, including heroin, rather than just prescription-based opioid use. Last month, President Trump went as far as to declare opioid abuse a national health emergency.
Given the national opioid crisis, you might be surprised to find the opioid Kradium to your local convenience store, as the DEA found out in 2016 after trying to ban it. Kradium is increasing in popularity for its natural pain-relieving and stimulating effects. While Kradium still carries harmful side effects like other opioids on the market, it is still a promising alternative to more harmful options that will be benefited from further evaluations. Brett Bove's details on Kradium and why some people are such big fans.
This green powder is a new drug called kratom. Kratom is a plant native to Southeast Asia. At low doses, it acts as a stimulant. At higher doses, a sedative. It can be used as a painkiller, mood enhancer, and treatment for opiate addiction. Kratom has been used in Southeastern Asian countries for centuries, but is only recently becoming popular in the US. The method of consumption varies. Rio Turner prefers to brew his kratom into a tea.
For to do it is I buy the powder form and then I brew it into a tea, but it tastes really bad, so I have to drown it in lemon and honey. In the past, I would have taken Xanax for anxiety, but I think that Kratom does a better job of just calming me down and keeping me relaxed, while Xanax would just turn me into a zombie.
Kratom has many positive effects. It can be used as a painkiller, antidepressant, anti-anxiety, stimulant, and can even help to wean people who are addicted to opiates. As in any drug, it is important to dose properly. Taking too much kratom can lead to undesirable side effects, such as nausea, extreme fatigue, and headaches. Sierra Kaufman recently tried kratom for the first time.
After, how long has it been? Like 4 hours? I'm like super tired. Like my body was getting like super warm and I just felt kind of heavy and I just wanted to sleep. Like I really want to sleep right now.
As of now, kratom is a completely legal drug. You can buy it online or at your local smoke shop. It comes in various forms, but is usually sold as a powder, sometimes placed in capsules. The DEA is currently looking into its medical uses and plans to schedule the substance soon. In San Francisco, I'm Brett Bove for your Urban Nights Update.
The FDA is currently looking into its medical uses and plans to schedule it soon.
Dogs are replacing peacemakers. Okay, now that may be a bit of a stretch, but in a recent study, the Scientific Reports journal did find that dog ownership correlates directly with low mortality rates and some fatal diseases, mainly The authors of the study are calling this the largest analysis of the connection between dog ownership and human health by far. While the exact science to how the correlation creates health benefits is still unclear, there's speculation that dog ownership helps reduce stress factors like depression and social isolation. Some say it's still possible the differences between owners and non-owners may have occurred before buying a dog, but who doesn't want to believe that their fur buddies are bettering their health? This Thanksgiving, you may want to rethink your eating habits and eat more fruits and vegetables with your meal. A new study from the Centers of Disease Control and Prevention discovered only 1 in 10 adults are eating their necessary fruits and vegetables. Not having your vitamins and minerals can result in a higher risk of disease and diabetes. The study also shows those living in poverty are not consuming enough as well.
The Bay Area food scene is heating up for the holidays, with new exciting restaurants opening up and many great food events popping up. This for Thanksgiving, food reporter Ben Clegg is here with all the details.
It's the week of Thanksgiving and no need to worry if you forgot to order that turkey. There are free feasts to enjoy all over the Bay. Head over to Two Star Market in Oakland on Thanksgiving Day to enjoy food, music, and friends. This event has gained notoriety in the past few years for bringing such a diverse group of people together. You can volunteer to facilitate the feast by sending an email to twostarmarket@gmail.com, or simply come out and enjoy the company of hundreds of others from all types of backgrounds during a Thanksgiving celebration. Many restaurants are opening up during the holiday season. One in particular is International Smoke. The new barbecue-centered eatery is the collaborative project from restaurateur Michael Mina and celebrity chef Aisha Curry in downtown San Francisco. Curry has set aside writing cookbooks and watching Warriors basketball to set up her first brick-and-mortar restaurant in SF's financial district. Curry says she implemented flavors and techniques she learned from all over the world to create her menu. The menu features many classic barbecue favorites that have been given a breath of fresh air. With tons of positive reviews already in, reservations will be extremely hard to come by. So plan ahead and make sure you get a seat at Chef Curry's first restaurant. Maybe you're looking for options more friendly to your pocketbook. Well, another celebrity is bringing their food to the Bay Area. Coming to Palo Alto is Wahlburgers, the fast casual burger joint from actor Mark Wahlberg and his two brothers. Wahlburgers was started in 2011 in Massachusetts by the Wahlberg brothers, and they have been busily expanding across the country ever since. The restaurant offers a winning combo of burgers and craft brews on tap that have cemented themselves a cut above regular fast food. Wahlburgers even offers indulgent adult milkshakes they call frappes. They are currently training workers at their University Avenue location in Palo Alto, but are set to open up fully in the coming week. That's all we have time for this week. Have a wonderful Thanksgiving holiday, and give thanks for all the great food in your life.
Thanks, Ben. Home automation enthusiasts are outraged after popular technology company Apple announced a delay for the launch of its new Apple HomePod. When Apple announced their first voice assistant product back in June, automation enthusiasts and Apple consumers alike were buzzing with excitement. Since the announcement of the delay that would push back the launch of the HomePod until early 2018, many people have taken to social media and expressed their disappointment and anger for the missing another product launch. New studies report on how much young children are spending on computer screens, whether they are desktops or mobile devices. Talia Thompson has more on how one Bay Area family is coping with the challenge.
It's no surprise that more young children and teenagers are choosing to play with phones rather than playing outside and interacting with people. Cruz Jensen believes that he is not as addicted to a screen like many others his age.
I really don't use my phone too much. I only use it for watching like YouTube videos or shopping online. I do like a lot of like shoe shopping and stuff like that. Like compared to other kids use their phone like way more than me. Like if I forget it, I really don't care. If it dies, I don't really care. Like I play baseball, so that's just another reason I don't need to use my phone. But my mom thinks I use it a lot, but I really don't.
Though many parents may not think it, they do have a major role in this tech epidemic. And with the increase of technology, parents are highly recommended to monitor their children's use of tablets and phones.
So my kids, I think, are unique in that they're not constantly on their phone. Lately, they have been on it more than they usually are, but it's not uncommon for them to go somewhere, when the family goes somewhere, they don't have their phone. They don't bring their phone with them. It's always dead. I'm actually on their case because it's my way. It's almost like a leash. It's my way of getting in touch with them. So I want their phone to be charged. I want them to have it with them, and it's frustrating when they don't have it with them. But I like it. I like that they don't have it with them all the time because they're not so dependent on it like I see other kids.
Finding a healthy balance of media use is highly recommended by experts. For more information about screen time tips, visit cnn.com/Health Children Report. In San Francisco, California, I'm Talia Thompson for Urban Nights Update.
Now for the latest news in gaming. From virtual reality to new trailers, let's check in with Brett Beauvais.
Hello and welcome to our special gaming segment. Fortnite Battle Royale is a new free-to-play game from Epic Entertainment. The game released on September 26 for PS4, Xbox One, and PC. The gameplay is a classic last man standing. 100 players begin the game by jumping out of a plane and parachuting down to an island. Since players begin with nothing in their inventory, they must frantically scavenge for supplies while avoiding or killing other players. As the game progresses, the safe zone becomes smaller and smaller, forcing more confrontation between players, until only one lone victor remains. Sound kind of familiar? Bluehole, the developer of PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, also known as PUBG, thought so too. In fact, the developer recently called out Fortnite for the similarities to PUBG and went as far as to threaten action against Epic. There's no official word yet, but it's something to keep an eye on. At any rate, PUBG doesn't have a lot to be concerned about, considering it recently boasted the most ever players online at a single time, with 1,342,857. Not only that, but it has already sold over 10 million copies on PC alone and has plans to release an Xbox One version in the fall of 2017. Have you ever wanted to know what it's like to be in the Halo universe? Well, now you can. Releasing today, Halo Recruit is a free virtual reality experience from Microsoft. Details were slim prior to release, but it looks similar to the Lightsaber VR experience released for the HTC Vive last year. And now we have an exclusive look at the new Red Dead Redemption 2 trailer.
You got some money for me, boy? I seen your name in our ledger.
You're a wanted man, Mr. Morgan.
Maybe when your mother's finished mourning your father, I'll keep her in black on your behalf. We got lawmen in 3 different states after us. They chased us from the west, they chased us over the mountains.
We'll need an extra gun.
This place ain't no such thing as civilized.
You're the only one of these fools that I trust.
Where's our money? Do you have my back? Always, Dutch.
Product not yet rated.
Thanks for joining us for our special gaming segment. Back to you in the studio.
The long-awaited expansion is finally here. The ride-sharing app Lyft is now expanding outside of the United States. Its first steps forward with the expansion start in the city of Toronto, Canada. With the $1 billion investment round led by Google, Lyft was in no rush to go outside of the United States. They have seen the problems that Uber has been dealing with in London and other countries. Lyft is hoping to skip those problems and off to a good start and a good note in early December. At a Tesla recent event, CEO Elon Musk unveiled the heavily anticipated electric tractor trailer truck. But the best part of the event came when the lights and music dimmed down and everyone went quiet. Because out came from the back of the semi-truck a red, sleek, shiny car. It was finally the Tesla 2.0 Roadster. People have been talking about the Roadster, and Musk has been hinting more and more about it, but never gave a timetable for when it would be released. You can reserve your Roadster for $50,000 and pay another $200,000 in 2020 when it's supposed to be released.
Majority of colleges have transportation for their athletes to go into games and practices, but sometimes at the Academy of Art we have to improvise. Alex Fernandez has a story.
With everyone on a time crunch in the city, Academy of Art Baseball is no different. Since we have to travel to Oakland to practice, being on time is at a higher demand. With no line of buses for the baseball team, every morning they are picked up from SF Minibus Company. Not only does the bus run late, it is also tremendously small for a group of 30 young men.
Here in Oakland, California, bus drivers still trying to figure out the time schedules as we're running late. We had to cut practice short off, and everybody's rushing to the bus. Guys like Luke Lacey needed more time to do their drills.
The buses being run by a different company really didn't bother me, but today's practice actually just got cut like 30-45 minutes short, so I didn't get to finish my reverse throwing because of some bus communication or miscommunication. Not really sure that should have an effect on a baseball practice, but apparently it does here, and it's unfortunate because getting a reverse throwing in is pretty important to me, and I'm sure the hitters would love to hit more BP, so all around, that's an all-around loss right there.
The bus schedule is a work in progress. Coach Dan McDermott has more to say.
And the way we get there normally is Academy of Art University buses. We have a great bus fleet, and transportation does a good job of supporting us. This year, you know, we think it's because we're probably a bus driver short.
The baseball team looks forward to the challenge. I'm Alex Fernandez with K-Art News. Back to you.
Let's rejoin with Brett with our Urban Knights sports update.
Hello again, and welcome to this week's Urban Knights Sports Update. This week featured action for men's basketball, women's volleyball, and cross country at nationals. Academy of Arts men's basketball team traveled to Nampa, Idaho last weekend for the Northwest Nazarene Invitational, where they faced opponents Northwestern Nazarene and Concordia. In the first game of the tournament, the Knights dominated the first half, shooting 48.1% from the floor, but they were unable to sustain momentum and in the end fell 84-76. Notable Knights include Morgan Cole, who put up 17 points, and Kendall Brown, who had 13. The second game told a similar story. The Knights held the lead for 25 to 40 minutes, but could not fend off a late offensive push from Concordia, losing 78-71. Morgan Cole again led the team in points with 14, which helped to earn him all-tournament honors. Women's volleyball closed out its season with a 3-0 sweep of Holy Names, but lost in its final game of the season on Senior Day against Point Loma. Alana Lucas was a key player in the first victory.
Well, Ray and Dylan really emphasized setting evenly across the front row, so I really worked on making sure that everyone gets an even amount of sets and to keep their front row on their toes. So I really worked on that, and then serving has been a big thing all season, so keeping it in play and going for aces when we can was really important.
In the second set of the match, the Hawks were leading 23-21, but thanks to a crucial ace from Alana Lucas, the Knights were able to come back and score 4 unanswered points and take the set. The Knights would go on to win the final set 25-19 and take the match 3-0. In the last game of the season, the Knights celebrated their 2 seniors, Margaret Winkler and Bailey Sulzma.
I think going through the 4 years, the girls just make all the difference. I mean, you can look at the record or you can look at games played, and at the end of the day, it's like those little moments where we're on a road trip and we have those stories and so many stories that we have between each other, and just kind of learning from each other and learning from the coaching staff and being able to just grow as a person and a volleyball player, and I've really enjoyed that in the last 4 years.
Unfortunately, the Knights were unable to send their seniors off on a win, dropping the match to Point Loma 3-0. Cross country was in action for their final race of the fall for the NCAA D2 National Championships. Graduate student Gatien Areu became just the 3rd Knight ever to earn All-American honors, placing 22nd overall. For the women's side of the team, Swan Philippou placed 47th, just missing All-American honors. The team will return to action for the indoor season this spring. That's it for this week in Urban Knights Sports. Back to you.
Thanks, Brett. Each year, there are over 1.8 million students graduating from college. But how to be an outstanding amongst millions of competitors and your first job? Former students of AAU recently came back to the school's useful experience. Wen Yidong has a story.
School of Communications and Media Technologies at Academy of Art University, San Francisco. This is CommCareers. Welcome to our panel and our students in the audience.
We are now living in a competitive society. Each year, over 1.8 million students are graduating from college with bachelor's degree. Getting the first job is always hard. Academy of Art University recently held a career event to help the students.
I would say really work with the network you have. I got my first internship with an AAU instructor. He really helped me get my foot in the door. So I'd say, really take advantage of the resources you have here at school. And don't be afraid to work on side projects that aren't related to your schoolwork, because at the end of the day, your portfolio really does speak for what skills you have to offer. Don't just do your assignments to do them, really apply yourself and go above and beyond, because once you graduate, you don't have experience, so your portfolio of what you've done in school is what you would rely on most.
There are a lot of former students coming back from those kind of companies, and they've been hired from there. After getting tips and experience from them, let's see how students feel about this.
It's mostly because, as a student, you are not really sure what's out there. You're not really sure of how to get an interview, how to get a job, because you're so into the school, so you don't really know what what is on the stake, like what kind of knowledge do you have to get the job. So I think that they will really give you great tips about that to help me to get a job and what to say in an interview, or what places to search for a job. So I think that is the main reason why I'm going to this event.
Get advice from alumni who've been through the program is so useful. In San Francisco, I'm Hui Zhou from Your Urbanites Update.
Research from National Center for Education Statistics shows in 2016, employment rates of young adults with bachelor's degree or higher is around 88%.
While the Calm Career Fair can be great for making connections, so can social media. Taylor Legman is here with San Francisco native who made out a career shooting photography around the Bay Area.
Hello, today I have Michael, a Bay Area photographer.
Hello.
Hi, how are you doing today?
So far, so good.
So I have a couple questions. When did you first learn you had a passion for photography?
I actually learned I have a passion about 1.5 years ago. And it kind of occurred by happenstance, I would say. I had gotten out of a long-term relationship and I was looking for things to do. And within a month, 2 friends and my sister at the same time were like, hey, you should go on Instagram. You take really good photos of the city. And I've never been into social media. And I'm like, well, I don't know if I want to do that. But they convinced me, hey, you could share photos without having to share a lot about your personal life.
Right.
So it was at that point that I started my Instagram, I really started my photography, and it just kind of took off from there.
Okay, so it's only been about 1.5 years?
It's been about 1.5 years.
Okay, yeah, good to know. So what is your favorite time of day or your favorite type of weather to shoot photos in?
My favorite time of day is definitely about an hour before the sun sets,
Okay.
The golden hour. Favorite weather is overcast, cloudy skies, because you don't have the harsh shadows. And this time of year in the winter, or late fall, early winter, is definitely my favorite time of year. Because the sun isn't as high, so you don't have the harsh shadows, the severe angles. The light is softer because the sun is further.
Okay, awesome. Let's see. Do you shoot photos for other people? Do you do like personal photo shoots?
I do. So in addition to my San Francisco cityscape photos, I used to photograph a number of local fashion bloggers.
Okay.
Since then, what's happened is I've really ended up focusing on local news personalities. It's just kind of happened. So I photograph a number of local news anchors, reporters, meteorologists for their social media, for their TV stations.
Okay, going into that, I've actually seen a bunch of your posts on SF Gate.
Right.
They repost your photos and stuff, so can you tell me a little bit more about that?
Sure. So in the case of SF Gate and a number of other local and I guess national news outlets, they see my photos, they'll ask for permission to repost them. I'll always grant them permission, they'll give me photo credit. The local stations, I think a lot of them know about me because of the work I've done with their on-air talent.
Okay.
So, it's a pretty small world, as you know. So, I do photographs for one person, and their colleagues see me, and their social media people see, and it's really grown from there.
Awesome. So you lived in the Bay Area your whole life, correct?
I'm a San Francisco native. I was born and raised in San Francisco.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations on all your followers on Instagram. That's actually how I found you.
Thank you.
I'm surprised to know that it's only been 1.5 years since you've been shooting photos.
Yep, only 1.5 years. I've only had my camera for 1.5 years, actually.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Okay. Thank you for being here today.
Thank you.
Back to you.
Thanks, Taylor and Michael. Now let's join Brianna Keys for the latest in entertainment scene.
Hey y'all, let's jump right on into the wonderful world that is entertainment. Fun, fast, and always hitting us with a surprise. To get the ball rolling, let's talk about addiction. They say the first step to getting better is admitting you have a problem. So I confess to you today, my name is Brianna Keys and I'm addicted to binge watching on Netflix. And the rest of this month's lineup won't help me get any better. Coming up, offering us some film favorites like Casper, Men in Black, The Pursuit of Happiness, Scooby-Doo 2, and over 20 original shows and movies. The hot Netflix original opening this week is Mudbound, starring the queen of hip-hop soul, Miss Mary J. Blige herself. Mudbound is a story that takes place in the 1940s in Mississippi, where Mary's character, Florence, a proud woman, is forced to humble herself in the racist South as the matriarch of her family. The film tackles issues on racism, sexism, and veteran affairs. Congratulations are in order for a few stars. Rapper, producer Swizz Beatz graduated Harvard Business School. He graced the stage with a black suit with words printed on the back and his jacket saying, "From the Bronx to Harvard." His wife, Miss Songstress, Alicia Keys, showed love on Instagram saying, "From the Bronx to Harvard, baby. Just now, how you say, the sky is not the limit, it's just the view. Shine forever." Well, hold on, Alicia. Swizz isn't the only one shining, because Serena Williams and fiancé Alexis Ohanian blinded Hollywood's finest with their love as they tied the knot. The fairy tale wedding had a Beauty and the Beast theme, located in New Orleans, thought to have cost over $2 million. The newlyweds were seen boarding a jet on the way to their honeymoon with their adorable newborn baby, Alexis Olympia. Babies and weddings, honestly, what more could you want? On the other hand, there was a couple that didn't quite make it to the altar. Jennifer Hudson and David Otunga called it quits after a 10-year engagement. Most recent accusations by Hudson were that Otunga showed increasingly aggressive, threatening, and harassing behavior. The couple has an 8-year-old son together, and J. Hud has also been granted an order of protection for her and her son. The American Music Awards was a family affair. The hilarious Tracee Ellis Ross hosted the award show, and her mother, disco queen and legend Diana Ross, was honored with a Lifetime Achievement Award. Ending the show, she called her children and grandchildren onto the stage, singing the classic, "Ain't No Mountain High Enough." I think she should have also gotten the award for Best Mother and Grandmother. People magazine crowned country music star Blake Shelton sexiest man alive, but some felt that he wasn't worthy of the throne. After reading a host of mean tweets, Shelton tweeted, "Thank y'all for the supporting words. Don't hate me because I'm beautiful." Backstage of The Ellen Show, all in fun, Blake decided to read some tweets that were some of his favorites to see what people had to say. Let's take a look at one of his favorites.
But at least People magazine has united us in our certainty that Blake Shelton is not the sexiest man alive.
Blake Shelton was given the prestigious title of People magazine's Sexiest Man Alive earlier this week, but not everyone agrees. Blake visited the Ellen DeGeneres show, where he posted a video on Twitter from backstage where he's reading some mean tweets about his fancy new title. One of the tweets read, "Woke up this morning to the news that Blake Shelton is the sexiest man alive. RIP every sexy man in the world who died in the great sexy plague of 2017 overnight. You will be missed." Another read,
Blake Shelton looks like the dad.
Shout out to Blake for being such a good sport. Well, I had as much fun with you guys as he had with those tweets. Until next time, back to you guys in the studio.
Thanks very much, Brianna. And that wraps up this edition of Urban Nights Update. I'm Taj Dawson.
And I'm Jackson Murphy. For everyone here, thanks for joining us. Have a great Thanksgiving. See you back next time.